What are we thinking, man?
It's a pretty clean update. It just takes a lot of time to understand it. That's about it.
Yo morning browski. Was that Colombo walkout?
Combo walkout, and I picked it up earlier.
Sup Dylan bro.
It's good though.
What's up man, do you like the update Harlem? Gorgs are eternal now browski.
Oh yeah, got me one right here. Cooked that up earlier, and I got the baby
Update
chunks
not
to
bad.
level them up. Take some time to get used to it. That's all. It's kind of like go up now.
Hello.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We're doing chat. This charge right here? Nope. The charge is over there. Ugh.
I got a free gold dragon.
Nice. I can't see. Oh, there we go.
That football mecha 6 straight does 6-1 ka at level 8-1.
Damn. I might hold that thing, man. I think I just fused the vulture, but they do a pretty big amount now, and they're also Eternals. But yeah, today everybody logged on to seeing Eternals as Gorgs and Croissants and stuff. It was about right. They just messed around and updated it too soon. That's about all that is.
Yeah, Heaven Vulturino 1 Ka at level 7 1 no trades.
When it
La
passes a
crazy,
billion, I
croissant,
don't even
Gorgs,
know.
Vulture all eternal now.
Sitting on a base full of Eternals now. Well, keep more stacked than me, man. God damn. Let's go ahead and like that screen if you haven't already. Gotta figure some stuff out. Market and trades are definitely gonna shoot up now.
Got you, bro.
Appreciate you, my guy. Let's see.
Only got 10 Eternals.
10? God damn. 10 is still a lot.
All the base painting people be out of pocket now.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it now. People getting a little mad, some people quitting, but some of the first day they probably still fixing on it. So I just give it some time. And I still got my paints and stuff.
More goats coming.
More? Oh yeah, I did hear that. I can't see them adding more goats, but I did think about it one time. This shit's gonna be crazy. I wonder how many. Skibbities right here. You got this new thing. Yeah, I wonder what the hell gonna happen. I got my Fashinis done. Fashini. Coastal Pearl Vulturino Skeleton Galaxy. I'm not interested in Galaxy Vulture right now.
Subrowski, what for darkness cannon?
I don't know. I just traded that for my Halloween spider. All these
IVE
walked
got
out.
Gorgs and Vultures.
Nah, I don't want to. No, I'm use them. Football Dragon.
Emoji
Gorgs,
happy
some
tears.
Nah, I pass on that. I'm not interested in those items. Already got a Gorg right here. Lightning Treat. This is level 105. It's level 71.
Yo, can I join? My user is.
No joins right now. It's good, Mino. Catino? I don't want your Catino.
Lpedia per 1. 500 bucks just for 10 levels is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not spending $3 on that. I kinda see what they're doing though. Makes sense. Mino, how's the base paint going? Did the update
Can I
affect
add
it,
you?
or is people just yapping about it?
Can you add me because I tried later on and it didn't pop up?
No. With a diamond gourd, nothing. With a diamond spider too, Trey. I'm not interested in a diamond
Okay,
spider.
then I will add you.
Go ahead, try it.
But you're not accepting friend request.
Yeah, because people can spam me with them and then load into my game. Then take all my stuff. So, I can turn them on. Nah.
I am not gonna spam though.
Yeah, I know. Somebody else gonna do it though.
Okay, if someone spammed me, I will not pick friend request. Can you add me because I have really good stuff and I wanna trade them with some.
Just tell me what you got.
I have El Golem 1,2,000,000,006 mutation.
Aligato? Someone in chat might be interested. I'm not though. I'll pass on it. Halloween spider, I'm asking $30 on it. 30.
Yes or no, can you please add me? I am
No, I
right here
can't. I
waiting
don't
for
wanna get
Brian to
scammed.
spawn on the machine.
Alright, let's see what he says. What he said? Prices? 30 on the lovely, 25 on darkness, and 25 on gothic. You have a middleman by chance? I'm not sending first law. Faded game more if you know him. Hey, look, that's totally fine.
Level 8 1 elephant is doing 5-9k.
Damn. You probably have my elephants up top, but this is my screen. The way that I do run it is they send first, then I give them the item no matter who you are.
Bro, I have 3-0 stuff in my base out of all 1 trillion. Some
But
of them
totally
are
fine if you're scared,
quintillion.
though. You can also check my pouch post or ask around. I don't know. I'm a small streamer, so it's a risk anyway. If you want one of these over here, these walked out. I could upgrade this one.
Yes, I will. I want one of those.
How do you want one of these, but you have such good stuff in your base? Very suspect. I don't know though. I can't just let people join. People be stealing, man.
I want the
Nah, I'm
strawberry
not gonna
elephant.
say that you stealing, but come on now. I be scared, man.
And I have some stuff that are quintillion. I can trade you those.
For La Grande? Nothing for La Grande. Fade is mud. Are you in the chat?
No, it is not a grand. It is a corn pops a whore.
Nah, not you. Talking to TikTok chat. It's two different chats I'm looking at right now.
Or a chop chops a whore.
Chop Sahur. I'm not really interested in Chop Sahur. Halloween spider level 250 make.
The chop is 3/6
That's nice,
quintillion.
Thomas. It's a nice spider. I can't seem to get mines that high. Mine's at 79 right now. I'm trying to get everything on this road to 81 or higher. This is 105. I had somebody upgrade it for me. Let's see. There we go. Wait, I can do it again. There we go. Dylan, if you online, you come on and grab these items. Where you at? There you go. Also, make sure you request it off. They still doing that tech. I'm keeping that chunk. I gotta bring in my cook base real quick. It's good, Marlo. Could you give me advice on a trade? Yeah, I can. Appreciate it, Marlo. Appreciate I'm not gonna sell. Just send me a DM. It's not gonna make the price go up too much because it's still a spider. But you could probably work something out on the price on it. I may or may not pick it up. I just don't like picking up individual items much. Let's see what you got over there now. Oh, got the football place. You got them big boy money makers over there. Damn. That shit making a lot. This one is insane. It's for a trade. Yeah, hold on to those two for sure. Gotta get you a Heaven Dragon. Try to find one for you. Damn. And you just got the fuse stuff up here. What the hell, Marlo? New update sucks. I mean, if you say so. I don't know. Pack of fuses over right here. I ain't even been a full day yet. Man, he's already calling it trash. Give it some time, bro.
Can I add you, please?
No. No, 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 no.
Bro, I want strawberry elephant. I've been dying to get my hands on the strawberry elephant.
I bet you I could drop it off on an empty account. Right now, this account is getting money. I'll put a price on this. I'll take 15, 30, 25, 25, 30. Yeah, something like that. Somebody asked the damn price, I have it set up. I don't know what the hell you saying, bro. I pass on that trade.
Yo, can I at least join not gonna lie?
Nah.
Oh my god, give me the strawberry elephant for something good, bro. I've been waiting 2 hours for you to respond. You keep saying no, bro. IH.
It's crazy. Trade Halloween sweater for Dark Cannon? No, I wouldn't do that. I'm only chilling right now. Oh, you said did I? Yeah. My bad. For Crystal Cannon? I don't know. What's good, X? See you in the chat, bro. How's it going? How's it going?
Yo guys, what's the most dangerous animal that you can think of? A great white? A Komodo dragon? Or even a Freddy Fazbear, perhaps? Well, what if I told you there was something worse than all of those combined? And the craziest part is, it's a vegetarian. So if you were trapped in the middle of a swamp with a pissed off mama hippo, what the hell would you do? Well, I'm here to break down the mistakes made, what you should do, and how to beat the killer hippo in Hungary. Oh, and seriously, you guys can't be a hater your whole life, so throw us a like on the video, check out our memberships for all kind of exclusive how to beat action, and now, on to the episode. Alright, we open one night somewhere deep in the swamps of Louisiana, where this massive 12-foot gator is about to pull up on a nice little turtle. But right as he's about to strike, something even bigger suddenly takes him down, and you guessed it, it's a whole damn hippopotamus. But how did it even get here? Well, the story really kicks off with these two girls, Sis and Hannah, a couple of best friends on a girls' trip to New Orleans. They're having fun until Sis's boss calls and kind of kills the mood. She has been let go from her job, fired as some might say, but right as she's about to call it a night, Hannah makes friends with this guy, Rodrigo, who offers to take them out gator spotting the next morning. So after a long night of boozing it up, they hop on the bus with the other tourists and head out to the swamp. But little did they know that was their biggest mistake. Alright, Sis better be careful before getting fired is the least of her problems. They're about to head into this gator-infested swamp, all because Hannah has a crush on the tour guide. But if they've ever seen 47 meters down, which we covered on How to Beat, they'd already know exactly how this is going to play out. Now, to be fair, this tour looks a lot less sketchy than the kind of death traps we're used to seeing here. Like, it genuinely seems like he's trying to run a legit business. And that may be true, but when you're in a strange place far away from home, things can go from bad to worse if anything goes wrong. And it doesn't help that where they're going is literally one of the most dangerous places on Earth. So, in case you didn't know, the swamps down in Louisiana are no joke. They're basically like an endless maze of murky water that's home to over 2 million wild alligators, which can grow up to 12 feet long, weigh more than 800 pounds, and won't hesitate to attack if you get too close. And on top of that, there's also venomous snakes, insane heat, and freak thunderstorms that come out of nowhere, making it a bad place to get lost if anything happens. Now, like I said, Rodrigo doesn't seem like a bad guy, but personally, I'd always rather be safe than sorry. So if I couldn't convince Hannah to do something else instead, I'd at least want to make sure that we're prepared. First thing I'd do is Google this company, Gator Jones, to make sure they're legit. Then, since he mentioned that they won't have signal, I'd text at least one or two trusted people telling them exactly where we're going, who we're with, and when we plan to be back. Besides that, I'd also make sure our phones were fully charged and charge up like a power bank if we have one. And before we left, I'd wake up early and grab a few supplies, like at least a day's worth of water, 2 lighters, a survival knife, some snacks, sunscreen, bug spray, and maybe even a first aid kit. And then at least I'd feel prepared for whatever might happen.
I mean, I guess the more you play, the more you can do, so could be a W.
Oh yeah, I just seen somebody get a dragon from one of these, and they're like tier 12. Yeah, tier 12. So I'll definitely upgrade mine. I have enough for this one right there. Boy. But you don't want to do it, it won't go in the machine.
Tractor o dinosaurio.
It's going back in there. These might go on as well.
Around while our boy Rodrigo sets up the boat, it's got all the usual stuff that you'd expect, but in the back they have a little museum full of animal skeletons. And right in the center of the room, there's this huge skull that looks like some kind of prehistoric monster. That's when the owner, Mr. Walker, shows up explaining that it's the skull of a hippo, and he says they're actually one of the most dangerous animals on Earth. Well, the others find that pretty hard to believe, but pretty soon they're about to see for themselves. Once they're all on board, the dude says that they're heading out to go see Big Ben, the biggest gator in the whole damn swamp. That gets everybody pretty excited, and it isn't long before they start seeing all kinds of fun little critters. Well, when they get to Big Ben's spot, things start getting a little sus. Our boy starts throwing a bunch of marshmallows in the water, saying that should lure him out. But no matter what he tries, the gator is still not showing up, so they decide to head around the corner to see if he moves. Well, they end up finding Big Ben, alright, but it's not exactly what they expected, because it looks like something tore him completely in half, and according to the captain, there shouldn't be anything out there big enough to do that. But as this business lady Dion starts arguing with the captain, they realize that she paid him extra to take them off course, meaning they're not even supposed to be there in the first place. Sounds like a recipe for disaster. Needless to say, the peeps aren't too happy, but the captain apologizes and starts heading back for the dock. Only they haven't made it that far before something big hits the bottom of the boat, and suddenly it comes back again, shoving the whole boat until the whole thing flips and they all end up in the water. Panicking, they start scrambling to get back on, but as the old man tries to help Dee, they see a bunch of giant bubbles coming up just a few feet away, and he ends up going back to the boat while she decides to climb a tree. The only one who's still missing is that dude Rodrigo until he pops up with a nasty bite wound in his shoulder. He makes it back to the boat, but as soon as he climbs on, the hippo starts pushing the whole thing through the water.
It's good, Tress. How you doing, bro?
End up stuck between a bunch of trees
I think
all the way
I
in the
see
middle of
one.
the swamp.
So close, so close, so close.
There's a new leader in safety. Mazda is the safest new car brand in America.
No, me bicicletera.
She has
Damn. They gave us some bullshit.
but you do. And that makes all the difference. Mazda. More of what matters most to you.
Well, it looks like this hungry hippo's got an appetite for destruction, and I gotta say, I'd be pretty pissed at Hannah right now if it was me. Now, to be fair, nobody's expecting a 2-ton beast from Africa to randomly show up here in Louisiana, but whether they expected it or not, the truth is they never would have been out here if it wasn't for this dumbass Rodrigo. Like, I understand everybody's gotta make their bread somehow, but even for an extra 300 V-bucks, the danger here just doesn't seem worth it. The whole point of sticking to the tour route is you already know it's safe. And if anything goes wrong, someone should be there in 5 minutes to pick you up. But now, not only are they trapped in the middle of nowhere, but since he never told anyone where they're going, it's gonna take forever to find them. Now, I know they didn't get a good look at what attacked them yet, but Team Ben should have told them everything they need to know. That was their sign to hit the gas and dip the f*** up out of there before they ended up on the menu. That also would have been a good time for Rodrigo to call in their location and tell the boss what he found. And sure, he'd probably get in trouble for going off the usual route, but that's a lot better than getting 6 people killed. Now it looks like it's going to be a while before anybody finds them, so now that we know there's something dangerous in the water, the first thing I would do is just climb up into the trees. Rodrigo might not be able to climb with his injured arm, but honestly that's his problem for getting us into this mess, so he's going to have to fend for himself. But after that, everyone should check their phones before they run out of battery and see if they can all call for help. Even if they don't have signal, they can still use the emergency SOS feature that connects by satellite, and if they're able to send out a message, it shouldn't be long before somebody comes to the rescue. Now, as soon as they come to a stop, Hannah and Mikey climb straight up into the trees, but Rodrigo's in pretty bad shape, and they've got to do something to stop the bleeding. The good news is Mikey's mom, Sally, happens to be a nurse, and she thinks they can help him if they cauterize the wound. But to do that, they need a way to heat up some metal, and that's when Rodrigo points out the flare box floating near one of the trees. It's pretty far out of reach, but Sis spots a way across and decides to go for it, climbing across the branches until she reaches the other side. One wrong move and she's toast.
Shit, that followed 10 times.
The box without pissing off the hippo, and then tosses it back over to Grandpa on the boat. While the others are busy with that, they check their phones, but nobody's got any service, so it looks like they won't be calling for help. And meanwhile, Pops breaks out his pocket knife and starts heating it up with the flare, waiting until it's red hot before pressing it down on the wound, and causing Rodrigo to pass out from the pain. He wakes up again a few minutes later with everybody just kind of sitting around wondering what to do next. Some of them are calling for help, but so far it seems like that hasn't worked. And he says it most likely won't, since nobody ever comes out this far. The radio is completely
Chimpanzini,
underwater, so it's not
watermelonini,
gonna help
king.
either, but the one thing they have going for them is the tracker,
You are getting
which
straight
should have
fuse
pinged their
food.
location before they went down. The only problem is they might not even realize they're gone until the shop closes later that night, so it looks like they're gonna have to hold on until then. Alright, this definitely looks bad, but the truth is it's easily survivable if they play their cards right. Like Rodrigo said, the track will hopefully be working, and worst case scenario, they only have to make it till later that night before somebody realizes they're gone. So if it was me, I'd want to keep everyone calm and just focus on surviving these next couple of hours. First off, it seems like everyone has tried their phones, but like I said before, they can still use the satellite SOS signal if they don't have a signal. So if any of their phones are new enough to have that feature, that's obviously something they should do. But even if not, they can still use their phones as a signal mirror by reflecting the sun off the screen. And on a clear day, you can actually see a flash from miles away, so I use it to try to signal any plane planes or helicopters that might fly past. Now, besides the hippo, the next most dangerous thing is going to be the heat, since in the summer, these swamps are insanely humid. And the higher the humidity, the harder it is to cool down. So what they need to do is stay in the shade and try to make their water last for as long as possible. See, in a minute, Grandpa's about to catch them a cooler with about 10 or 11 water bottles, which actually isn't much for 6 people, but it's a lot better than nothing. In a survival scenario, the average person needs about 2 standard water bottles a day to keep them alive. But it would be a huge mistake to just chug it all in one shot, right? So instead, they should try and make it last for as long as possible, drinking about a quarter of a bottle per person every 2 or 3 hours. And at that rate, they can make it last a whole day before they run out, which should hopefully be enough time for somebody to find them. Because if they haven't been rescued by then, it's probably a wrap. Okay, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I'm a bit of a people pleaser, both online and at home. I really want to make the people in my life happy, and that can sometimes lead me to do things that I regret. Nothing crazy, and definitely not a TikTok dance challenge video that does not exist. Swear. I mean, the point is, sometimes we do things that aren't in our best interest, and it can take great effort to undo those
You can
things.
put this default garb in machine if you want. Emoji rolling on the floor laughing.
Nah, I ain't got nothing to throw in with it.
Roots of why I lean towards people pleasing, and I've worked to get to a point where I can take a beat and see if that's really how I am. The biggest thing is everyone in my immediate circle is always asking me for video editing help or IT help, networking, things like that. And I always say, yeah, I'll drive over to somebody's house and help them set up something or help them edit a family video.
Look, you getting boring. There's nothing going on right now.
And I started to say no. So if you feel the same, join the over 6 million people who have gotten help through BetterHelp. I mean, they make starting therapy so easy.
You can put the 4 up top in machine.
With a license.
Oh no, I'm not big on machines right now. I'm actually about to get off. It's getting boring.
With no extra cost.
Nobody's saying nothing in the chat.
Or go to betterhelp.com/how-to-beat-YT and get 10% off your first month of therapy. I'm telling you guys, it rocks, and I hope you can check it out. And now back to the show.
Trades. Mostly looking at sell, but could look at a trade.
So Grandpa decides to step in, and sure enough,
That's what I got right here.
first try. Well, now they've got some water, so at least there's that. And while he's handing them out, he gives Sis his pocket knife just in case. But when it seems like their luck is finally turning around, the hippo decides that it is coming back. They all start scrambling to get up a tree, but Mikey's in such a rush, he almost goes in, causing his mom to panic and fall straight in the water. And to make matters worse, she's a bad swimmer, so Sis dives in and starts trying to help her. They end up making it back to the boat, but while they're distracted, the hippo rams straight into the tree, sending Hannah crashing into the swamp. She tries swimming for the others, but the beast cuts her off, and when she tries climbing the tree, she can't get a good enough grip, so Sis tells her to swim under a branch and climbs over to pull her up. Still, it seems like it's gonna be too far, so after telling Sally to get back in the tree, the old man grabs a paddle and jumps in, telling Hannah to grab him. But no sooner does he hit the water than the hippo comes back and drags him under. And just like that, my boy is toast. Hannah swims back over to Sis, but she ends up pulling so hard she dislocates her shoulder, leaving her no choice but to swim for the nearest tree. Only this time she actually does make it. But right before
$5 for the cannons, they're not worth that much. Oh, you got $5 cannons? You got $5 cannons, shit. I'll come pick up a couple of them. I'll do that right now. Oh, yeah.
I'm just eating a BLT, bro. Emoji happy tears.
Oh, that ain't good, man. Look, you finna get off and do the same shit.
So we're here in Rancho Park. We're going to play the foot golf course. It's 9 holes. My regular handicap is somewhere around.
Damn, a double kill right off the bat. That's some crazy work by Mr. Hippo, I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, all of them could still be alive right now if they weren't moving like a bunch of NPCs glitching out in Skyrim. The first part of any good strategy is to understand what you're up against, and as far as hippos go, they're one of the most dangerous builds in the game. Like for starters, they can weigh over 5,000 pounds, with giant 20-inch tusks. So in the wild, they can easily solo apex predators like lions and crocodiles. Plus, they're surprisingly quick for their size, able to run up to 30 miles miles an hour on land and 10 miles an hour in the water. And even though they're predators, they're still insanely aggressive, so they won't hesitate to catch a body if you get a little too close, if you know what I mean. Now, with that being said, they do have one major advantage here, because hippos can't climb trees, so as long as they stayed up high enough, they should have been good. But somehow they managed to fumble what should have been an easy dub. Like, take a look at Sally here. I know danger makes it hard to think straight, but in what universe would crawling out farther over the water be a smart idea here? That's literally the dumbest thing she could have done, especially for somebody who can't swim. Instead, I'd stay in the middle of the tree where I could brace myself against multiple branches, and then there would be no chance of me falling in. Then we've got Hannah, who saw this hippo about to ram the tree and decided to stand up and take one of her hands off. Which, again, that was a dumb idea. All it did was put her even more off balance. So if it was me, I would have sat down to keep a low center of gravity, wrapped my arms around a sturdy branch, and just held on for dear life. And that probably would have done the trick. Now, once she fell in, her friends actually made things worse by trying to help, since Gramps getting involved just made the hippo even angrier. And to get to Sis, she had to swim into the open water. Instead, the best thing to do would have been to go straight for cover using a tree or like the boat to block its line of attack, and if they actually wanted to help, her friends could have started splashing around on the other side of the trees as a distraction, giving her time to climb back up and get to safety. But now, Sis ain't going home jobless, she's going home friendless too. Well, at this point, there's not much else they can do, but back at the shop, the owner finally notices that Rodrigo never came back, so after closing up, he hops on his boat and heads out to go find them. By now, it's after dark, and the others are starting to wonder why nobody's found them yet. Sally goes over to check on Sis, feeling like what happened was all her fault. But after popping her arm back into its socket, they both break down in tears and hug it out. Aww. Getting frustrated, Dee asks if the tracker was ever on in the first place, because by now, it's starting to seem like it wasn't. Mikey comes up with the idea of starting a fire, and luckily there's a fuel can right nearby. But then Dee chimes in again, saying they should make a circle of fire around the boat, and then use it to go for the tracker while the hippo is too scared to get close. It seems like the only way they're getting rescued, but now they've got to decide who's going in. Well, Sally already lost one family member today, so her and Mikey are both off the table, and Dee can't swim, plus she's the farthest away. So it looks like it's up to our girl Sis to get it done. They start by
yeah, I'm gonna get a screenshot of this stuff and just get off.
Lighter to light it up, but once it's all set, Sis takes the key and gets in the water, with the others promising to warn her if it comes back. She dives in and comes up under the boat, feeling around in the dark, to find a flashlight. When she turns it on, all she sees is Hannah's dead body floating 2 feet away. It's a traumatizing sight for sure. And finding the tracker, which is stashed inside. She's about to head for the surface when all of a sudden something pops up right in front of her, but it's just Mikey checking if she's all right. And they both get back on with all their body parts still attached. The good news is Sis got the tracker, but the bad news is it's dead. But after taking the battery out and drying it off real quick, they're able to get it working again. And now that they sent out a signal, it should only be a matter of time before somebody comes to the rescue. This is a huge step in the right direction for our survivors, so I gotta give Sis some credit for getting it done, but they should never listen to this lady Dee again, because there was a huge flaw in her plan that could have easily got them whopped. You see, what Dee didn't realize is that the boat fuel is less dense than water, meaning the fire is only burning on the surface. And the thing about hippos is they don't swim. They gallop across the bottom like an underwater rhino, so in reality, they could have easily gone right under the fire and turned Sis into an example. And since the fire was basically doing jack shit, all they really accomplished was wasting a whole bunch of gas. Now, with that being said, there's a way they could have put the fuel to better use.
Yeah, my sound don't work at all.
A bunch of long branches, wrap them in cloth,
it's giving me hell.
Torches, because then not only could we use them to see in the dark, but we can fend off the hippo if it gets worse, and signal any planes or helicopters.
So like everything is working out, but
also saving some fuel for the trip back.
I hear nothing. I might have to reset.
But speaking of him, this rescue
I had a fight king, Bobito, Pirate, Cocker Mop, Tater Top Man, another Pirate, Little Seesaw, Taco Dog, Viking, Oracle, Cornball. All this stuff is coming back. Fuck, all this stuff is coming out. It's not making noises. I can hear my game audio though. But they said it's gonna be bugged out a little bit. Try this real quick.
Anyway, now that it's getting dark, the swamp's about to become even more dangerous, right? Since nighttime is when the gators are most active, and it's much harder to see your way around.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Their only choice is to stay put, stick together, and stay out of the water. But to help with that, I look around for any rope or straps that I could use to tie
Move
myself
these
to a
back
tree.
down,
That
get
way
off.
there'd be no chance I'd fall out. And then all that's left to do is hang tight and
Alright,
wait
chat,
for
appreciate
somebody
everybody
to
that
get
been
there, which
watching.
shouldn't be too much trouble unless the hippos come back.
Your boy's gonna get off.
Sure enough, Walker gets the ping on his phone and starts heading in that direction. And a few minutes later, they hear the motor as he
May or
starts
may
getting
not
close.
get back on.
Some
I
all
don't
start
know.
celebrating, thinking their lives are saved, but then
Just too
suddenly the
boring
motor
sitting around
goes
doing
dead,
nothing.
and for a second, it looks like the hippo got him. The boat comes slowly drifting over with no way to tell if he survived or if it's one of the hippo's tricks, but it turns out the old man is still alive. He just ran out of gas and had to paddle the rest of the way.
These are my
he still has
favorite
no idea
fishies
that the
now.
hippo's even out there, and at first he thinks these dummies are full of baloney, but either way, they should probably get out of there ASAP. So they all hop on his boat and start paddling back to safety. After picking up Dee, they're about to head back when she starts going off on the tour guide, and when Mickey chimes in that they never would have been out there if it wasn't for her, the lady absolutely flips out and
Cobra
starts going
Cadabra.
after Rodrigo. It turns into a whole scuffle with Mikey trying to break them up, but suddenly he stumbles back
you
and
bought
ends
one.
up falling
Okay, that
overboard.
makes sense.
And as soon as he hits the water, the hippo is already right behind him.
Alright, chat, after this event, I'm getting off.
Snorts right in his face, but by then it's already too late, and
100%.
before the others can catch him, the hippo chomps down and
Offers on
disappears with
regular
his entire
neon?
body. Well, after watching Mikey get
It
clapped right in
depends
front
what
of
you
him,
want
Walker
for it.
decides it won't be safe until they do something about
I have
this
a couple
hippo.
items
So he tells
now.
everyone to get back in the trees while he comes up with a plan. He's got a sick tranquilizer rifle, but this thing's
I'm not gonna
an
overpay
absolute
on it,
unit,
but
and it's
I
only
could
got
do a
2
little trade
shots.
for
So
it.
he's not even sure if it's enough, but he's gonna have to make it work. There's a good chance it could be their last stand, so before they get started, he sits down for one last beer with Rodrigo. But once that's over, it's time to get back to business. Now, this guy's dealt with hippos before, so he knows that they're super territorial, and he's hoping that it will come back after them just for being on its turf. So now all they gotta do is sit there and wait, only while everyone else is busy keeping a lookout. Sally
Next
randomly
Gothic
gets in the
snake.
water and starts swimming away from the boat. It seems like she's finally snapped after losing both her dad and her son in one day, but no matter how many times the others beg her to come back, she is not turning around. And there's nothing they can do but watch as she disappears into the mist. Yikes. Like, all these people just wanted to see a damn gator or two, but now the only souvenir they're leaving with is lifelong trauma. And I think we all know exactly who's to blame here, so congratulations, Rodrigo, because you done f***ed up. See, like I said before, everyone's got their side hustle, right? But putting 6 lives at risk for $300 is crazy work. And you might think it's not that deep, but it honestly is. Because as a guy who does this for a living, he should know better than anyone just how dangerous these swamps could be.
No, I don't
So
need
whatever
them
happens,
next.
it's on him.
Appreciate you,
Even
though.
if he never expected a hippo to show up and wipe out Sally's entire bloodline. Well, I hope he didn't spend it all in one place, because it looks like that's going to be the last paycheck he's getting for a while, if he's lucky enough to even get out of this alive. So sorry, Rodrigo, but you done it up. Just then, Walker
Alright,
spins
chat, this
around
event,
and sees the
I'm
hippo
off.
standing right behind him, causing him to drop
This is
the
gonna
rifle.
be
So he picks up a paddle and starts fighting it off
15.
until it chomps down on his foot. Finally, Rodrigo
could
grabs the
do
strap and hits it with a trank dart, but as it backs
25,
up, it ends up taking the
25,
old man straight in the
25,
water. And just when it
25.
looks like he's done for, the hippo actually lets him go. And he manages to swim back even though his leg is all messed up. But when he
25,
shouts at
25,
Rodrigo to get the
25,
blicky, the dude
25.
suddenly stops answering,
15.
and that's when they realize that he's finally died from his injuries. With the hippo
Just let me know,
already
cause prices will
tranquilized,
go up,
Walker
cause some of
starts
this
coming
shit
up with a
will
new
not
plan,
be in the
saying he
game
wants the
anymore.
girls to come down and distract it while he goes for the boat. Well, Dee is still more worried about her own safety than anything, but Sis saw her phone screen before and knows that she has kids. And after a quick pep talk about getting home to see their families, they finally decide to stop wasting time and climb down towards the flipped over boat. Once they're in position, they each grab a branch off of one of the trees, and after giving Pops the signal, they start making a distraction as he heads back into the water. At first, there's still no sign of the hippo, but just as he gets to the ledge, it suddenly pops up right in front of him, so he turns around and starts booking it back towards a gap in the trees. Somehow he manages to make it before the beast chases him down, and lucky enough it's too big enough to follow him, so he pops a flare and holds it right up to its face, trying to scare it off. Now realizing it's distracted, Sis decides to go for it and dives into the water, using the opportunity to make it to the other boat. Walker keeps fighting it off with the flare until it finally runs away and disappears into the swamp. Now, for a second, they're not even sure if the old man even survived, but after waiting a minute to make sure it's gone, he finally walks out and gives them a little wave, and Sis paddles over to pick the two of them up. Everything feels better when it's clean and protected.
Are you with withholding enough tax from your paycheck? We'll explain how a W-4 form helps you with.
I hate to say it, but Gramps here should 100% be dead right now. Like I mentioned before, hippos can run up to 30 miles an hour on land. So against a 70-year-old man with a busted ankle, there's absolutely no chance he's getting away. But if they used a smarter strategy, this could have played out a lot differently. Now first, we gotta talk about these tranquilizers for just a second, because in reality, there's not just some magic off switch that can instantly put a hippo to sleep. Like first of all, every animal needs a different dose, and since he wasn't expecting a hippo to be out there, those darts are most likely gonna be packed for a large gator at best. Here's the thing, a big gator weighs around 1,000 pounds, right? But even an average hippo weighs 5 times more than that, meaning he'd need at least 5 direct hits with these darts to actually knock it out. And since he only brought 2 of them, you can see how that's going to be a problem. Best case scenario, 2 solid hits might make this thing a little sleepy, but that means he can't even miss 1 shot. So if they actually wanted this plan to work, then he should have had both darts ready before they even
These are
started.
my skibbity
toilets. Set up
toilets.
right in front of the trees where I knew it couldn't fit through the gap. Now it would be better if I could get the first shot off before the hippo notices I'm there, but I actually have a plan for that. If we look around, you'll notice those plants with the white flowers floating in the water. Those are called water hyacinths. And as Walker will tell us later, the hippos actually eat them. So first I'd gather up a bunch, leave them out on the riverbank, wait for the hippo to take the bait, and bada bing, bada boom, I'd hit him with the first dart. And that should get him to charge me, which is when I jump through the gap in the trees and hit him with dart number 2. And then
What would I have to trade in my base for one of them cannons?
But for now, I'd say they're just lucky to be alive. Now that they've scared the hippo off, Walker decides that it's safe to hit the road, and as they start battling away from the wreck, Sis notices her friend's backpack floating in the water, grabbing it so they can all have something to eat. Up ahead, they come across these plants with white flowers called Japanese water hyacinths, which got there after the World's Fair back in 1884. Look at the Wikipedia, but the problem was they ended up growing too well, turning into a species, and then in 1910 there was a national meat shortage, so the president came up with a plan to bring in a bunch of hippos. That way they would eat the flowers and the people could eat them. Now, officially the plan never went through, but according to Walker, it's the only explanation that he's come up with for how the hippo actually got there. Annoyed, Dee asks why he'd lead them straight to its favorite food, but it's so dark, the guy can barely see where they're going, and this gives Sis an idea, and reaching into the backpack, she pulls out her friend's camera, using the night vision to get a look around. This is when she notices some kind of old brick building off in the distance, so they decide to head over there and check it out. They pull up at the spot a few minutes later, and from a distance, Walker says it looks like an old gator farm. The place looks like nobody's been there in years. The front door is locked up tight, but there's a side entrance where they're able to get through, and as they make their way inside, they realize that this was a freaking hippo farm. Like, what? Sis realizes that there might be some fuel around, and even though it'll be too old to use in their boat, it still should burn, meaning they can use it for a signal fire. Dee wanders upstairs into an old office, and on the tiny desk, she finds some old records saying that they brought the hippos from Africa back in 1912. But for whatever reason, the plan did not last very long, and Walker guesses it's either because they were too hard to keep in captivity, or they must just taste really bad. A noise outside ends up drawing their attention to the window, where they notice a whole bunch of hippo cages on the side of the building, so they decide to head down and see if they can find any fuel. Interestingly enough, they find a bunch of hippo skeletons from multiple generations.
Sweet bro, I'm out of here. Emoji happy tears.
When Sis
Alright, man,
hears a
take it
noise
easy.
coming from one of the cages, and looking closer, she realizes that it's a baby hippo trapped under a metal door. So she rushes over to try and help, but the mama suddenly comes back, and her only choice is to run for it as it tries to chase her down. She makes it to the others just as Walker fires his last shot, but he misses. And the hippo charges at them full speed, smashing straight through the wooden platform. But it gets stuck just a few feet away from grabbing Sis, and getting to their feet, they both scramble inside and shut the door. Talk about a damn close call. Our girl Sis almost got turned into hungry hippo food, just like her buddy Hannah. But if they're smart, this baby might actually save their lives. You see, mama hippos are extremely protective of their youngsters, and in the wild, they'll 1v1 crocodiles, lions, and even other hippos, all to protect their kids. So obviously, you don't want to get close to the baby while the big mama is still around. But that could explain why she's acting so aggressive.
Yep,
and
what's
if they
good?
can set the baby
About to get
free,
off.
maybe she'll finally leave them alone.
So if you want anything, or you trying to trade, you got 2 minutes. I'm getting off.
Emoji rolling on the floor laughing.
Nothing. It's boring. It's been sad for nothing. And I'm probably not getting back on.
What you give me for chalkin'?
Chacon?
Acting as a distraction while Sis runs over and frees the kid. I'd send them as far to the other side of the building as possible, while Sis
Is
quietly
it
sneaks over
default?
to
Is
the
it
cages. And then when
lovely?
everybody's ready, Walker and Dee start
Traded?
making a whole bunch of noise to
No
draw the
trade?
hippo
No,
away.
what
And
up?
while
What's
they have
going
it
on with
distracted,
it?
all Sis has to do is run over, lift the door off the baby, and dip the hell
Yay.
out before she comes back. Either that, or just climb on top of the cage and
Does
wait
it have any
there. Now,
traits
with any
on it?
luck, the hippos might take off once they set the baby free, and after that, they can
It
just
is
focus
level
on getting
9-1.
rescued. And while we're here,
Nice.
we can use the signal
Does it
fire
have any
idea that they
traits?
brought up before. On a clear night, a
Base
large
no
amount of
trades.
fire can be seen from
Base?
miles away. So if they get one going, there's a
Yeah, I
chance
can't do
that
nothing for a
somebody might
basic
notice and
one.
come
I'd
check
only
it out.
be
But even if
interested in
not,
the
as
lovely
long as
one.
they make it till the morning, they can always
pass
just
on
hop
that.
back on the boat and paddle home. Back inside, they decide their only choice is to start a smoke signal. Dee ends up finding a trapdoor that leads down into the swamp, but with the hippo still out there, they're all too scared to go for it, so they keep
Still
searching
good
until
cause
they
love
eventually
rots
find a
are
barrel
gone.
full of fuel. Now, once they've got it all set up, Walker and Dee decide to head towards the boat, but right as they're going for the front door,
Still
the
looking for
hippo
lovely
shows up
stuff.
and
I'm
cuts
not
them
looking
off.
for a
And it
default.
charges straight through the wall and starts forcing its way inside. And the other two scramble for cover. Dee locks the door before he can get there, and as he tries to crawl away, it just walks over and stomps right on his head.
Alright, chat, I'm gonna get up off this thing.
Dead, but as they're waiting to see what happens next, the hippo comes back and starts crashing against the door. It seems like only a matter of time before it gets in, so our girl comes out.
Cool view do chalkin' and 2 drags for Halloween spider.
Dee heads back upstairs while the hippo goes after Sis. No chance to get away. Now it's focused on her instead. But as
Yeah,
she
I'm gonna go ahead and
drops
get
down
off.
through the hole, she misjudges
Hopefully y'all
how
enjoy the
far
next
the
ad,
wall
man. I
is
probably
and
won't be
ends up
streaming
shattering
then
her
either.
leg. Back up above,
A little bored. You know what? I'll bring back Trade Center. Trade Center next screen. If you're hesitating or you don't know what the hell going on, or we can't figure something out in chat and it's no trade, cause that shit scares me. Other than that, I'm off this thing. Peace.